All right, we're back with Drew Zimmerman, and you have some interesting things you want to discuss.
Yes.
What do we have?
Let's see what we have on today's topics. So I like looking at things that are trending on Facebook. I find it very interesting to see what people think is amusing or interesting.
So I don't like people, so
Okay.
I never, pay
So,
attention to what people are writing.
So I kind of generalize this topic to keep it more recent. Do you think, as of recent, the population is failing as parents?
Oh, absolutely. Just the other day, I was before actually we met up. We met up at a brewery. It was Insurrection out in Carnegie, which was pretty good. I liked it. They had good food. Before that, I was at a brewery in Millville. That's pretty much all I do is go to breweries. So I'm
snob.
at Dry Log in Millville, and I'm sitting outside, and there's two mothers there. And they're bitching and moaning because they can't bring their kids to the brewery. And I'm thinking, what the hell kind of parents want to bring their kids to the brewery? Yeah, parents, they want somebody else to take care of their kids. They want to bring their kids. They want to raise their kids to be drunks.
Well,
Yeah, you want to raise your kids to be drunks. Learn to parent.
I can give an example right off of that. Is after we left the brewery, I went out to Buffalo Wild Wings, and when I went to leave at 12:30, there was a parent there who had at least a probably third or fourth grade child there. And my first thought was, when I was in third or fourth grade, there was no way I was going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I guess
Anywhere.
I had really, really good parents. So you've got these people dragging their kids to the brewery or the bar. Sometimes you'll go to a bar and you'll see a freaking toddler sitting next to you at the bar counter. My parents, growing up, there was not a single can of beer in the fridge, let alone the entire concept of bringing me to a bar. Who in the hell wants to bring their kid to a bar? And who in the hell wants to sit there at a bar with a kid sitting next to them? If I want to go to the bar and I want to say, fuck you, racist Drew Zimmerman, he's not really racist, but, if I wanted to say that, I should be able to say that without somebody going, there's kids in here.
Do you mind?
There's kids in here. Sensitive ears. Sensitive ears. I mean, there are places for kids. Eden Park, King's, Denny's. Keep them away from the big boys' table. Put them at the kids' table. That's all I'm saying. No
See,
kids at the bar.
Hold on, I was gonna say, let me chime in on that.
Yes.
I actually did always go to the bar with my parents because we always had like local bars in the area.
Yes.
And honestly, I mean, like my parents are not the type of people to be like sensitive ears.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
could
yeah.
give a fuck.
Okay. Well, at
But-
least that's not as bad because, like,
No,
I hate
yeah.
that. I'll go to, like, the Penguin game.
But were they taking
And-
you to the bar at like 12:30 in the morning?
No, it was always like my parents would always be like those type of people that would go out and like we're home by like 8:30.
Yeah, but
like
you're
we
also-
go to eat and like. But
Yeah, you're going
my
to a
parents
place
would
with
always drink.
food as well.
Yeah,
right?
but they
You're
would
not-
they would always be bars. Like, and I mean, we never breweries weren't big when I was younger. I mean, that's now like a new thing.
Yeah, I was at Grist House
Shithead
the other
kids
day, and
now.
I love Grist House. I love their beer. I love everything about them, but it was like a freaking daycare. There were kids running around playing tag. It was just like, what's going on?
Playing tag.
I don't know. That does grind my gears. I think people are terrible parents. I mean, most people now, a lot of you out there, you don't even parent your kids. You take them over to grandma's house, and then you go out shopping
Or you pay an absolute ridiculous amount to send them to a daycare facility.
Unbelievable amounts to
Days.
send them to a day.
I had
But sometimes that's okay if they're working. I mean, you can't fault someone for providing for their kids, though.
No, but have you seen the cost of daycare though?
I
Lately?
haven't, no, but
I had a friend who managed a retail store, and he told me for 2 kids, him and his wife would spend $1,800 a month for them to be in daycare for just a couple hours a day.
wow, that's crazy.
I have a friend who actually works at a daycare who just had a kid. And to top it all off, they do not take care of, they will not let her bring her kid to that daycare for free. She
Wow.
still has to pay.
Yep.
And she probably doesn't get paid that much to
No,
work there
and
either.
so honestly, she like almost is like in the red. Like that blows my mind.
Oh yeah,
It blows
absolutely.
my mind.
No, yeah, you're right. People are terrible parents. I mean, just terrible parents. Look at all the zoo situations.
The fact that there's multiple ones
The
just
Yeah,
feels a
fact,
little
the fact that
insane.
there is multiple issues with this says that something needs to be done.
Yeah,
Like I went to the zoo probably like hundreds of times over my childhood. Not once did I ever hear that happening.
If my kid is a toddler, and I'm at a beach and it's standing in the water and I'm not anywhere near it, That's bad parenting.
That's an issue.
That's bad parenting.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem. Like I actually feel bad for those parents because you wouldn't expect there to be an alligator and who's obviously who's looked at the sign that says no swimming and be like, yeah. I mean, even at the point, I go, I put my feet into the water where it says, don't go into the water, at the fountain. So I don't blame them for that. But you're right. If they weren't even around the kid, then that's a different situation.
So, I feel like parenting's failing. The other thing I also feel that is failing, maybe definitely evident around here, more evident in my area where I'm from, is I feel like construction crews don't have a concept of what a level surface is anymore. I feel
Really?
like they will go through and they'll do all this road construction, which is fine. They're trying to help out. But then they get done, and then you've got manholes that are sitting 2, 3, 4 inches below where the road surface is. And then I blew a tire on the way to Pittsburgh
Wow.
on a grate that set at least, I measured it at least 4.5, 5 inches below the road surface.
I'd bill PennDOT.
You can't.
Oh yeah, because they're
Yeah. That's one thing we didn't talk about last week. We talked about it off air. In the whole lawsuit thing, something that's interesting, and maybe this is more my take on that because I don't really have enough knowledge about what goes into repairing a road to know what step that is in the process to fault them. But I do know that if something like that happens where you do get your tire blows out, pretty much government's never at fault. And this is true, and this is actually...
Is government ever at fault for anything? I mean, let's be honest.
No, but I mean that legally you can't sue them.
the only thing you can do is like if you got like a parking ticket and you can fight things and get your money back, but you can never win more than like you actually paid in a fine. You can never get sued for damages.
Say if like the water authority comes in here and they want to, and this is like true, I've seen this happen. It's tragic. Say like there's a water line behind the studio, and the water line breaks, and this studio gets flooded, and all of my equipment is ruined. I could not sue the city of Pittsburgh, or the city of Millville, or the borough of Millville rather. I wouldn't be able to do it. You're not at fault.
Well, and then it's like I blow a tire, and my insurance can't really help me either because until I pay my deductible, I'm paying more in a deductible than I am for the tire.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh, it's crazy.
It doesn't make sense to me. But it's just amazing to me. These guys get paid to go do ridiculous amounts of money to go do road work, and they get paid even if they just get paid this ridiculous amount. Stand there with the stop and slow sign. They're supposed to know how to do this job. I don't get hired to go do a job somewhere to not know how to do it. Your basic concept of construction should be how to use a damn level. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about what they do, so that's my thing. Like, I have a hard time criticizing because I don't know if there's a process, because sometimes you see those manholes. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if there's something else that they need to do to that, if they're not finished with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, and it's not even putting it below the surface. I've seen instances where they put a grate in down near my house, and they didn't dig the hole deep enough. So the grate set above the ground 3 inches.
Huh.
How is that going to help drain and deal with water problems on that road if it's got to flood the road to even hit the drain? And you guys were so lazy you put the drain in and said, oh, we didn't dig the hole deep enough. We didn't measure right. And you walked away from it and left it that way. How is your job supervisor coming through looking at a site and going, yep, that's fine.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Perfect. It's exactly how I want it.
That's the one thing I'll say, like when I moved back to Pittsburgh, like Florida roads are impeccable.
Yeah, but Florida's also easy to maintain.
That's why. I mean, but like their sewer grates are like you can fit a body in them. Like they expect the water.
Were you planning something while you were in Florida?
Tucking them, just letting them drain, man, just down the river.
See, here's my thing, and this bothers me. So I'm not gonna blame them for our roads not being in the best shape all the time because it is so much harder to maintain with the winter and actually I learned how a pothole's made. And it's interesting. The water actually gets underneath the road, and then it swells, and then whenever it depresses, that's when you get a cave in with the pothole. So that's hard to manage. My problem is the roads aren't designed right to begin with. Like for example, and this isn't even necessarily the road crew's fault. This is like government's fault. They've decided to expand lanes on the turnpike. Makes sense, right? It's a busy road.
Oh, sure.
You know where they haven't expanded or where they're working on what area of the turnpike they're working on the last at the end? the section between Irwin and Monroeville, which is the busiest section in the entire Commonwealth. And that's the part of the turnpike in this area that is still 2 lanes. It doesn't make any sense.
No, well,
I mean,
look
why
at-
are you making a
look at
major...
the general road systems of Pittsburgh. They
yeah,
don't make sense.
well, why are
anymore.
you making a super
They were created,
highway
like, hundreds of
turnpike?
years ago.
You're making like a super roadway out between Donegal and Somerset, but not Irwin and Monroeville.
I agree.
That makes no sense. So what, like the 4 drivers that are going between Donegal and Somerset, they have a nice, section of the turnpike? I don't know.
So speaking of other things in news that don't make sense, I assume you've heard about the soccer player who was thrown out of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's the weird news segment.
Oh,
That goes up next.
okay.
Can't jump
maybe
into
we
that. Are we good? We're good to move into the weird news?
Moved into
All
weird
right, in
news.
25 seconds, we're going to bring you your weird news here on the River's Edge Radio Network.